resentment in every Negro. They think they're living in a police state and they become hostile toward the policeman. They think that the policeman is there to be against them rather than to protect them. And these thoughts, these frustrations, these apprehensions automatically are sufficient to make these Negroes begin to form means and ways to protect themselves in case the police themselves get too far out of them.
For the clothes to plug, for the rain to gather, for the wind to blow, for the sun to ride, for the leaves to drop. Here is the fruit. For the clothes to plug, for the rain to gather, for the wind to blow, for the sun to ride, for the leaves to drop. Here is the fruit. How did we get here again?
It's still killing us out here, family. Strange fruit.
How did we get here again? Strange.
Yeah.
How did we get here again?
Peace. Real.
How did we get here again? Strange.
Me and Billie Holiday, we talking strange fruits. Old tree, same story, but new news. Bloodshed cause of blood ties, blood roots. Vamp killer for true blood, cause my blood true. Strange fruit, swanking food for the fires of the earth. Yeah, the crow eating us with the worms in the dirt. Some burn, still burn, cause they in turn from the curse. I'm bending knee for Bay Al, so they burn with the church. Dead on the vine, they turn the race. And I stay there united, but our grace amazing. Redemption for them, with that in the sky. No bird, no plane, this y'all should have saved them. Let me take you to D&T, yeah. Just now for the triple D, yeah. Where they say things have changed, but things are the same. They memorialize in a hanging tree. They still rally in the city cuz Triple K in your city blood. The judges and police, the politician, government branches be hanging us.
For the clothes to plug, for the rain to gather, for the wind to blow, for the sun to ride, for the leaves to drop. Here is the fruit. For the clothes to plug, for the rain to gather, for the wind to blow, for the sun to ride, for the leaves to drop. Here is the fruit. How did we get here again? How did we get here again? Strange fruit. How did we get here again? How did we get here again? Strange fruit. Your belly seeing their grapes. Lay in the street with no visible break. Bodies keep falling for days. Mothers on knees and they pray and they pray. And we pray and we pray and we pray and we pray. And we pray and we pray and we pray and we pray. And we pray and we pray and we pray and we pray. And we pray and we pray and we pray and we pray. Here is the fruit. For the clothes to plug, for the rain to gather, for the wind to blow, for the sun to ride, for the leaves to drop. Here is the fruit. For the clothes to plug, for the rain to gather, for the wind to blow, for the sun to ride, for the leaves to drop. Here is the fruit. How did we get here again? How did we get here again? Strange fruit. How did we get here again? How did we get here again? Strange fruit. How did we get here again in this predicament? From kings and queens and sold on ships treated so insolent, forsaking our first love and leaving our innocence. And how did we get to this place, being branches in the same vine, if we all share the same root? These are questions I ask and the scriptures answer. We integral together while tails are bearing all the strange fruit. Glory to the Father. And when they come at you, present them with truth, every opportunity you gotta give it. Now that you're not like the rest of the crowd of old partners living in sin, go examine how you niggas living. With the sole purpose to witness, chance might not come back again. Teach them to repent, cause the kingdom is here. I'm just saying, no way, no way, no way. And I gotta remember that all rainy days, they fade away. Doesn't mean we continue with sin again. No way, no way, no way, no way. For the clothes to plug, for the rain to gather, for the wind to blow, for the sun to ride, for the leaves to drop. Here is the fruit.
All right, family, let's get right on into it. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 37. And the hand of Yahweh was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of Yahweh, and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. Number 3, and he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Yahweh Elohim, thou knowest. Number 4, again he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of Yahweh. And thus said Yahweh Elohim unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. All right. Let me go back over that. All right. Right now, we are passing by the dry bones of our ancestors. We will not forget. Never forget. We will not let it go, because the Most High won't let it go. All right. We ain't letting nothing go. We're going to let this truth go. And if you don't like the truth, then this ain't the place for you. All right, now. All right. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? See, these devils are doing everything they can to stop us from living. See, they trying to stop the breath of life from entering into the nation of Israel. Okay, they trying that. Where is our life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? All right now. But this is what the Most High said. They trying to stop it, but this is what the Most High said. He said in his word will not come back unto him void. In other words, his word gonna do what he saw when he set it out to do. Verse 5. Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. All right, now y'all get ready to live. Okay? Let me see here. I know it's hard sometimes. Psalms chapter 14, verse 4. Psalm chapter 14, verse 4. Have the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread, and call not upon Yahweh. Psalm 53, 4. Have the workers of iniquity no knowledge. Remember, Satan is the master liar. If you've been taught lies and you think that's the truth, or you don't care for the truth, you have no knowledge. All right, who eat up my people as they eat bread. They have not called upon Yah, on Yah. I'm getting some of these videos. Let me play this one. I'm going to play this one more time. This is Reclaiming the Throne. It's over on Tubi. All right. Y'all need to check it out. I'm going to play it one more time. This is episode 3. It's got 3 episodes. They're about 2 hours long each. But all right. This right here is what kind of lit a fire. These darn gone devils. All right. Here we go.
When murderous riots and the destruction of whole towns took place in Negro communities all over the country, which is eerily similar to the events that took place all over Portugal and ghettos in the 14th to the 16th century. The rabble of Lipson.
And think about that. In the 1300s, which is the 14th century, they had ghettos back then reserved for us. Redlining, white supremacist racism got projects and ghettos reserved for us. That's why you have to go get a white person so you can get the real value of your house. They don't want you to get no kind of wealth. They want you to stay in this box, the kill zone. That's where they want you at. Okay? They want you to stay in the kill zone. I'm having a problem with the video.
Place all over Portugal and ghettos in the 14th to the 16th century. The rabble of Lipsen, and determined to massacre the Jews. They were again addressed by a monk who cried out that it was...
You can look at them old books. It's telling you they was killing Jews. If it was the white folks over yonder, they'd be heaping, hollering, and hemming and hawing over what happened to them. All you got to do is DNA analysis. Look at the bridges of the nose. You know, we that's why they can't hardly beat us in running, because we sucking up all the air. But let me keep going.
It's that accursed race alone who are responsible for the deadly pestilence that caused so much havoc in Portugal in 1506. The origin of all the misfortune of Portugal and Europe were traced to these blasphemers of the Holy Mother of God. This was enough. The mob goaded into a roaring frenzy, headed by John Moco and Frater Bernardo, both monks of the Order of St. Dominic, who fiercely incited the rabble of at least 10,000 degraded and cruel ruffians to the most disgraceful deeds. Laurent, a secretary of the Court of Blood, says of this massacre in her book, Critical History of the Inquisition, that they slew and mangled their victims, casting many while still alive into the fires. The Negroes and the violent rabble had kindled at the church doors, to which they kept constantly adding fuel. On Monday, the numbers of the mob were considerably increased from the surrounding villages. The massacre and butchery of the new Christians was continued. The houses were broken, whole families being murdered. The merciless wretches dashed out the brains of the infants against the wall. Pregnant women were thrown from windows on pikes of those below. Women were outraged, and virgins were violated. Such were the horrors committed in the capital of Portugal in that day. 12 centuries of Jewish persecution.
You heard that? They killing women and children, pregnant women, raping the women. I got a video for y'all. This is for these heathens. Just they think they the beacons of morality. Like I said, if you got a problem with the truth, then kick rocks. You are not a friend of ours. You're not a friend of mine. If you can't sympathize with what we've been through and going through, then get on, serpent.
What you said in that speech. Here you are.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best.
This is, look, when Europe sent their people, they didn't send the best. Think about it. Australia was a prison colony of England. The people down there descended from prisoners, a high percentage of them. So they wasn't sending their best. They opening their mental institution and stuff.
Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists. And some, I assume, are good people.
Okay. All right, Donald. I'm not saying all of them. Let me close this out. This is old YouTube. I'm not saying all of them. If I'm not talking to you, if you ain't a devil, then why are you offended? If you are not a murderer, why are you offended? If you are not an enemy of ours, then why are you offended? Okay? Let me clear that up. Some people, you have to spell it out. All right? Let me play this. They want to hide. These folks, they want to hide their history. They're not ashamed of it. I've come to the conclusion that these people are not ashamed of their history. If you're ashamed of something, you quit doing it. If you're ashamed, you've done something and you are ashamed of it, you're going to stop doing it. But these folks are not stopping. It's full speed ahead. We'll just make some laws and try to make it illegal to speak about it. We'll just keep on trying to control the lies that we've taught. But nevertheless, it's not their job to teach our history. It's our job.
American studies. Yes, it's against the law. Well, that's according to the administration of this fella, Governor Ron DeSantis out of Florida. Let me give you the background. So the governor has rejected a new AP course that stands for Advanced Placement in African American Studies from being taught in high schools. High schools. It's his latest action to keep woke conversations and lessons out of school. So let's dig.
Okay. Think about the book of Ezekiel. The dry bones are asleep. The Bible refers to death as sleep. They got a problem with us waking up. They got a problem with that. It's harder to kill a Negro if he know what you're doing. It's harder to fool a Negro if he got an idea of what you're capable of with your history. See, history is an indicator of what you will do because of what you have done. That's why people with criminal records, the records follow them. They dig all into your background. When you done your time, they don't even let that go. You done served your time. They don't let that go. They hold that over your head. But when it comes to them, you go to looking at their record and their background. They go to calling and trying to get your flag. Just do what you do. Do what you do. If the Most High lets you flag the video, then hey, go ahead with that. Most High saw fit to let you flag the video. If he let y'all terminate the channel, then go ahead with that. If he see fit to let you fire me from a job, all right. Go ahead with that. My faith ain't in this system. It's not in this country. It's not in man. Let's keep going.
Into this, DeSantis officially banned, if you remember, the course in a letter from the state education department to the college board, the organization that administers college readiness exams like the SAT. They also oversee advanced placement courses, AP, which allows students to earn college credits in subjects like English and chemistry. In a January 12th letter to the college board, the Florida Education Department said the course is inexplicably contrary to Florida law and significantly lacks educational value. I need you to think about this statement. Think about this statement. They're saying, well, one, if you teach African American studies, it is contrary to Florida law. And it actually lacks educational value. Please
think about that. Our history lacks value. Think about it. Our lives lack value to these heathens. That's why they built churches out of our bones. That's why they done built the Central Park in New York and other places. They done built parking lots right over our bodies. See, if you don't know this information, you just go keep falling for the okie doke.
Understand, they have courses that literally teach you how to basket weave. And that is allowable under the elective category of the educational system. But you cannot teach a course called African American Studies. So it is a double whammy. It is against the law statutorily. And their opinion, their personal opinion is it lacks the educational credibility it should have.
Now, you go tell them Jewish people that they history lacks value and see what happened. You go tell your average redneck in backwood that their history lacks value and see what happened. These folks' history to them is so valuable. That's all they teach. We don't learn nothing about ourselves. It takes a Negro moment for us to wake up and realize, hey, we are not Americans. We don't enjoy the same benefits and rights as white people. It take we call it the Negro wake-up call. You know, when the sellout gets fired or get killed by the oppressor class, that's what we call the Negro moment or the Negro wake-up call. Yeah. Well, I started waking up when I was falsely accused of being drunk. You see how that messes with your future? That stuff goes on your record. I begged for a breathalyzer. They refused to give me a breathalyzer because they knew I was not drunk. These old small towns, they extort people for money, preferably us. That's the ins and outs. I started figuring it out then. I started looking at police sideways from that point on.
Now, you do realize that if it's already against the law, they do not need to present their opinion as to the educational prowess of the program. They decided to insert that. Why? Because they couldn't help themselves. Why is it against the law? Well, remember, all of these bills that permeated from the so-called anti-critical race theory bills were aimed to do one thing: to distort the history of this country, to eliminate the reality of bias, prejudice, and racism by white men, in particular, racist white men in this country, to present a false narrative, because they know that the children in those schools are the future leaders of this country. Yep. They also know that the leaders of the country, the future leaders of the country, will be able to solve the problems that they left, which, if that happens, it becomes an indictment on their own legacy, their own tradition, and their own leadership. They're not protecting children, ladies and gentlemen. They're protecting their own asses by manipulating curriculum intentionally. Think about this. They lie and tell you we're banning critical race theory, and in the bill itself, the terminology critical race theory doesn't even exist. They never banned it. I would have been okay with them banning critical race theory because it's not taught in K through 12 education. That would have been fine with me. But they didn't do that. What they banned was an instructor's ability, a teacher's ability to simply teach the truth to the curriculum.
But y'all know something? Y'all ain't banned. All y'all got to do is share the video. Boom. You got a telephone, you got relatives, you can put that link in there in a text message and send it to them. You can email it. They can't ban you. You ain't got to be an eloquent speaker to be an eloquent teacher. Let me share this to them. They learning. They learning because you showed them. Hosea 4:6, our people perish for a lack of knowledge. That's why they don't want the truth taught. If these ain't the direct descendants of Satan himself. Remember, Satan was a murderer. And let me try to calm. I got a ways to go. Let me play this video. Satan is a liar and the father of it. If these folks is on the up and up, what's the hide?
When you go to school, I've been a teacher for many years. You don't go there just to learn an academic education. You go there to learn a social education as well. There has to be a sense of morality contextualized in the curriculum in order for education to be effective. Who cares how much you know if nobody likes who you are? You have to teach social dynamics with the curriculum. In the summer of 2022, the College Board announced a pilot program to offer high school students an evidence-based introduction to African American studies. Would be launching in 60 high schools across the country during the 2022-2023 school year, and will be set to expand to other campuses the following year. In response to Florida's move, the College Board told the Daily Beast that, and I quote, "We look forward to publicly releasing the updated course framework as soon as it is completed, and well before this class is widely available in American high schools." Understand what they're saying. The framework is not complete, but their rejection is. There's more. In a separate statement, the College Board said, like all new AP courses, AP African American Studies is undergoing a rigorous multi-year pilot phase, collecting feedback from teachers, students, scholars, and policymakers.
I mean, I don't know what to tell y'all. If y'all can't figure this stuff out yet, you probably ain't gonna make it. Okay, is there a history on the Japanese, what they did in Pearl Harbor? Is they messing with the Japanese? Is they messing with the Chinese? Is they messing with anybody they ever went to war with? See, this country done went to war with Japan, done went to war with Germany, done went to war with each other. They done had skirmishes with China. Think about North Korea and stuff, Russia. But we ain't done none of it. We ain't went to war on them. They got a problem with us. See, if y'all can't peep the plot, see, that's how you know we the people in the Bible. Satan ain't worried about but one bloodline on earth, and that's the bloodline that the Most High ordained to deliver his message. Satan ain't got time. See, if we ain't the chosen people of the Bible, Satan is a fool, and he gonna bust hell wide open. Why? Because he's focusing too much time on black folks. He's working hard. He's working overtime trying to make us forget who we were. Well, the Bible said we was gonna forget, but the Bible also said in the land of our captivities, we was gonna come to ourselves and remember. See, yeah, Satan is working overtime. We the only people that's attached with a new name: Jamaican, Bahamian, Colombian, African American. Our blood is older than all them names. Even Ghanaian. Those are new terms. Those are new words. Ghanaian, it don't matter. South African. Those are new terms. We're the only people on the planet with a new label. Right there in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, you shall become a proverb and a byword. In other words, instead of your nationality, you're going to be the N-word. Instead of your nationality, you're going to be an African American. Instead of your original nationality, you're going to be a Puerto Rican. I'm talking about the dark skins. I'm talking about the ones that have been suffering with us, our people. I'm not talking about the European ones. Don't get mad now. Y'all want to be white all the other time. Don't get mad now. Stay white. I'm not mad at you. But all right, let me get on. Let me move on to the rest of this video. Let me close this out. All right.
A brief outline of the sufferings of the Hebrew race in Christian lands, like Gustav Pearl.
By the way, now Rumble is in the front of YouTube, so YouTube done put a few more seconds in the video, but nevertheless, Rumble is in front of YouTube now, but nevertheless, here we go.
1898. So in the massacre of 1506 in Portugal, according to the author, they slew and mangled their victims while casting many still alive into the fire. Negroes. The writer even calls this quote the massacre and butchery of the new Christians. Remember, it was the black Portuguese Jews who were converted to be new Christians. So what was the name of this particular massacre? Vitimus du Massacre Judaico.
Y'all look that word up. Get some more intel. All right.
In 1506 in Rossio Square, right outside the Church of St. Dominic, as the writer confirms. The mob goaded into a roaring frenzy, headed by John Moco and Freddy Bernardo, both monks of the Order of St. Dominic, who fiercely incited the rabble of at least 10,000 degraded and cruel ruffians to the most disgraceful deeds.
We started about a year ago with ABC Mouse, and my daughter Logan just
Let me go somewhere else right quick. How many of y'all familiar with the church, the sepulcher, the Holy Sepulcher? I'm gonna get to that in a minute, but right after this commercial break. All right. Let me see here. You got two of them in there? Let me keep going. I'll come back. See, can I pause it? Okay. This is leprosy. I guess this is a Bible verse. Hold on. Let me close this out. Let me see. Let me order these videos. Play some of these videos. Look, Notice this is Portugal. Let me put this beside this, so when I come out of this, I can go right on over to that. It's the same area. You wondering how they got them bone churches? It's in the same area. Okay, hold on.
People were executed that day. The mob goaded into a roaring frenzy, headed by John Moco and Freddy Bernardo, both monks of the Order of St. Dominic, who fiercely incited the rabble of at least 10,000 degraded and cruel ruffians to the most disgraceful deeds. There are walking tours of this place in Libsyn to this day. The estimate is that...
Think about that. They making money off our death. Is anything new? They used to sell the postcards, the lynching photos, making money off our death. Is anything new? They used to work us so hard in these prison camps, building the railroad, that we died, making money off our death. I can keep going on and on and on. But y'all get it.
Nearly 4,000 people were executed that day. This is the same location where slaves gathered for different forms of spiritual assistance and brotherhood during the start of the slave trade in the 15th century. Then there are unknown, unnamed massacres and mass graves. For instance, in the March of 2019, an interesting discovery was found in Lagos, Portugal, in a rubbish dump. A mass grave of more than 150 Africans found with their hands bound and tied behind their backs. These mass graves were created between the 15th.
Now, don't miss that. Hands bound and tied. These are prisoners of war. See, hands bound, tied, and they killed them. I want y'all to rethink that. Read the Bible. I want y'all to rethink that. Sometimes it's not a good idea to surrender. If they make them kill you, make them what? What? Make them kill you. That's why they don't want you to know the history. These folks that made all kind of treaties and promises and broke every last one of them.
To the 17th century, the same time period of the Inquisitions and the Auto da Fe's, aka persecution of the Negro Jews of Portugal. Even more interesting is the state that these bodies were found in, hands tied behind their back. So let's see if we can connect the dots in the 15th to the 17th century. It is well-established history that in France alone, thousands of Jews were burned at the stake.
Y'all could Google and find this book right here. Look. See that? Y'all could, there's ways to find this. There's ways to track this stuff down.
On one occasion, 160 men and women and children were bound hand and foot and thrown into a ditch. Wood was piled on them and the torch applied, while numbers of the priests stood by with uplifted hands, calling on their Savior to witness the suffering of the unbelieving Jews. Whole families were burned in this funeral for the reason that these pious Christians could not see them separated. Commentaries on Christian and Hebrew mythologies by Ladd Parrish. Then there's the unnamed massacres of Macombo, which were so many that the Negroes that were killed there were left for dead in the streets, to the point that King Emmanuel said, they are not buried as well as they should be. They are thrown on the ground in such a manner that they are discovered and eaten by dogs. So a neighborhood that was once known as a refuge for Negroes fleeing persecution became a house of horrors. Emmanuel in 1515, less than 10 years after Vitamus Du massacre, Judaico, in Rosio Square, which is only 1.5 miles from Macombo, ordered a massive grave site known as Pocos dos Negros, the Black's Pit.
These folks give tours through that right now. Let me see if I find it. I had pulled up an article. I don't know if I took it down. or close it out. Yeah, this is something else. Hold on. Let me close some of these things out. Let me close some of these things out. Look at these torture devices. I want y'all to get a mindset of these folks. Let's just say they come door to door and you just scared or whatever. I'm just saying sometimes surrendering ain't the best option. Sometimes it is. I want y'all to look at these torture devices. You can look. There go your pyramid. Look over here. If you got children, hey, tonight y'all let the children take a break. Unless you sure they can handle it, okay? I forgot to tell y'all. Y'all pretty much know. But look right here. Who sits back in their mind? What sane person sits in their mind? Let me see. How can I make somebody suffer? What can I do to just make somebody just die? I don't want to kill them right away. I'll torture them and then, watch them die. What, who sits? I'm telling you, the children of hell, that's who. Look at this. What y'all think this was? It's basically the same thing. It's just wider. See, all you think about this, you Masons and stuff, you pyramid worshipers. Do you get the point? Now look at this one. Now, how y'all think this was? The picture on the wall. The picture on the wall. Let me blow it up for y'all. They got them upside down. They got them strung up by their feet, and they sawing them through their rectum. And there wasn't white folks that were using this stuff on. All you got to do is look at the skulls and look at how they treat us today. These Europeans do the same stuff over there. What I mean by that, black folks, they over there in Africa, right? Making their economy and lifestyle hell in Africa, right? They over there making hell in Africa. Okay, black folks deceived, don't know the history, go to Europe and try to get a better life, and they turning them around. But these people that they run into for help is the ones that's causing the hell in Africa. That's why Ron DeSantis, and his ilk, he don't want you to know your history. He don't want you to know their history. Satan don't want you to know that he exists. Look at this. Who said? I'm gonna tell you. I ain't got time for all this. Now there might be a certain circumstance. You kidnap my wife or something. I might have to saw off your pinky or something. That might be a different situation. I'm not saying I won't. It depends on who you got, what you done did, what the situation is. But I ain't got time to sit back and do mass people like this. I mean, look at y'all. Just use your imagination. Okay, women. Okay, they say they use it on homosexuals. Okay, look. These some girls can't invent the filament for the light bulb, but they can figure out how to screw you over. They didn't invent the air conditioner and the refrigerator coolant system, but they can come up with stuff like this. They can't cure the common cold. They don't want to. All you got to do is eat right. You won't get a cold. They can't cure the common cold. We're going to sell you some pills. All right? Look at this. Just think about it. You just string somebody up and you get you a hammer or something. You get you a hammer. See if I got something in here. Yeah, you just get you a hammer or something and just break them off. You know, you just get you something and just break them off something. Look at this. This is their history. What do they bring to the world? Let me go to the Bible right quick. We go to the Bible. Okay, John 8:44. Y'all know what it is. John 8:44. If you ain't a devil, then why are you offended? You must be a devil. You must be a close kin. Maybe you're the next of kin. If you sympathize with the devil, then you are definitely an enemy to us. All right? But now you seek to kill me, and that have told you the truth. Oh, that's critical race theory. Oh, that's woke. All right, I have heard of Yah. This did not Abraham. The truth which I heard from Yah. Ye do the deeds of your father. Okay. Who are they father? These are the scribes and Pharisees trying to kill Mashiach. And they said unto him, we be not born of fornication. We have one father, only Yah. And then Yahushua said unto them, if Yah was your father, ye would love me. You sure wouldn't be trying to kill him for no reason. All right. For I proceeded forth and came from him. Remember, in the beginning was the word. Remember, let there be. The word proceeded forth from the Father and created all of creation. The word. John chapter 1. In the beginning was the word. The word was Yah, and the word was with Yah. The same in the beginning. Genesis 1, let us make man in our image. Okay? All right. John chapter 1, verse 14. Let me go to another Bible. The word became flesh. And the word was made flesh and dwelt among us. And we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. All right. Let's get on back over here to these devils. Did I open up another Bible? Okay. All right, now think about this. People don't even understand. You tell them Black Lives Matter. We ain't saying that we are not saying that we hate white folks. We know the history. You white folks got a history of killing us as though our life don't matter. So why do you not understand our speech? Do you not understand? Because you cannot hear our word. Why? Because ye are of your father, the devil. That's why you don't understand what we talk about. You don't care nothing about pain and suffering as it relates to us. You don't care nothing about that. And the lust of your father you would do. What's the lust of Satan? In the book of Genesis, chapter 3, the Most High said he was going to put enmity between Satan and the woman's children. Satan is trying to kill the ordained of the Most High. All right. So the lust of Satan is to kill. And the lust of your father you would do. He was a murderer from the beginning. Who sits down and comes up with a thought? Oh, man, I can make let's build some churches made out of skulls and bones. Who sits down and think like that now? All right, he was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth. You can't teach true history. You can't teach what's been done to black folks. That's what they said. There ain't no value in that. In other words, your life don't matter. All right, but anyway, because there's no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and a father of it. I got another verse for you devils that love to hide the truth. Is it Jeremiah 16:14? These Bible verses just rolling in the head now. They rolling. 16:14. That's 15. Let me go to 16. That ain't it. Hold on. Is it 16? Hey, hold on. Let me find it for you. It might be Isaiah. Here it lies. Okay, 16:19. Okay. Oh, Yahuwah, my strength and my fortress and my refuge. Remember, Satan did not abide in the truth. We're going to abide in the Most High. The only way you can abide in the Most High is doing his will, abiding by his law. Not, if you're not abiding by the law, you're going to get attacked by the Most High's white blood cells. Whether it be the angels or whether it be some other kind of punishment he's seeing. The only way you can abide in the Most High's body, if you are in accordance with his will and obeying his law. See, just think about it. The code is not abiding by the laws of this body. So when my body detects a cold, it turns up the heat because it don't belong there. Everything that belongs in me is all right. I might be uncomfortable for a few hours, but I'll live, usually. But everything that don't belong in this body is burnt up. Everything that don't belong in the body of the Most High is going to be burned up in the lake of fire. How you like the Most High's immune system? How you like when he turn up the heat? You are an infection. You are a virus. And you will be burned. All right, now. Oh, Yah, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee. That's why they got to know who you are. Don't let these folks, these Negroes and these Europeans, talk about it don't matter. If it don't matter, then how is everything white and why is everything alive? If it didn't matter, you'd have left everything alone. All right, and we wouldn't have this conversation because the truth would be there. But all right, from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Ain't no profit in lies. Okay? Lies don't exist. Okay, now, let me get back over here. All right, I think that's it. But yeah, y'all, you inherited lies. Let me keep going.
To be built there. And where was it built? On the corner of Jude Street. Travessa do Judeu. One more interesting phenomenon that was birthed during this period of mass executions and unmarked graves of the Black Yahudim are the Gothic bone churches that began to spring up. Yes, I said bone churches. Churches that was built with the bones and skeletons of the dead built into the walls of the cathedrals. One such instance is Capella dos Ossos, the chapel.
Y'all can type that in your Google search and you can find that church. So you ain't got to just sit back and look somebody throw. Check it. If it's the truth, then hey, it's solid.
Of bones in Évora, Portugal, built between 1460 and 1510. During the time of Vidimus II Massacre Judaico, which occurred in 1506. The chapel sits in the Church of St. Francis and was built from bones from Franciscan monks.
I want y'all to look at them noses.
The horrors.
Uh-oh, I didn't mean to go too fast. Maybe I can let it play.
Labeled 1.5 mile suffering of the unbelieving. The Black Yahudim are the Gothic bone churches that began to spring up. Yes, I said bone churches. Churches that was built with the bones and skeletons of the dead.
Now, we've covered on this channel, on this platform, multiple times, that the word church basically means a circle of witches. You have to look at the etymology of it. The church, that is not a Hebrew word. Okay? Think about it. What do is witchcraft? Satanism, death, Satan.
Built into the walls of the cathedrals. One such instance is Capela dos Ossos, the Chapel of Bones, in Évora, Portugal, built between 1460 and 1510 during the time of Vidimus do Massacre Judaico, which occurred in 1506. The chapel sits in the Church of St. Francis and was built from bone.
You see that hole in that nose? Those are Negroes' nose. Okay? Look. That's why it's harder. That's why we are usually faster than them. We sucking up more air. It's like a 4-barrel carburetor versus a smaller 2-barrel carburetor. You're getting more oxygen, therefore your muscles, they can, you can do more with the oxygen because you're taking in more. Look.
From Franciscan monks. According to the story, the monks built the chapel out of bones to solve the problem of cemeteries taking up space in Évora. Remember,
now I know I covered this in the last video about Yoda on it, but they had a problem. These folks is killing so many people. They ain't got nowhere to bury them. Killing so many people, ain't nowhere to bury them. But to solve all the death that they are creating, they didn't say let's cremate the bones, let's burn the bones up and make dust and powder. They didn't say let's stop killing. They didn't say let's put them on a boat, set the boat on fire, and send it out in the ocean. No, we got a great idea. We're religious folks. Let's make churches out of the dead folks we've killed. Now, which brings me to this next thing. Let me see, where is it at? I got it over here somewhere. Now, think about it. What's the difference? What's the difference? What's the difference? Let me show y'all some Bible verses. I took a picture of some Bible verses. Hold on, I forgot where it said. That's why I took a picture. Hold on, I got it. Let's go to Leviticus 11:21. Leviticus chapter 11:31. You ain't supposed to be touching dead stuff. Okay? I know one thing, if you sacrifice it or you killing, that's different. Okay, do what you got to do and put that thing to rest. How you know the Most High don't want you touching dead carcasses? He got crows and buzzards for that. He got hyenas for that. What else he got? He got doggone shrimp and crabs for dead carcasses. He got roaches for that. Okay? That's what they for. They scavenging. He got pigs for that. It's gonna be y'all, hey, catfish. That's right. For that. Y'all gonna be, hey, they gonna start letting these pigs out. I rode by a pig farm yesterday, and I had a vision. I began to see the book of Revelation. All kind of people dying left, right. I'm talking about Revelation says a third of the human population gonna be wiped out. Whether the Most High deceived these heathen into doing it with an artificial germ or something. And then I began to see a vision. These folks gonna be they're gonna have to let them hogs out. Something gonna have to eat up these dead bodies. It's gonna be so many dead bodies all over the land. Something gonna have to take care of it. I'm driving down the road. I saw a doggone hog farm. And then I began to see all this stuff. Revelation, dead bodies. That's what the hog is for. And nevertheless, let me keep going. All right, let me see. 11:31. All right. Okay. It said these are unclean to you among that creep. Whatsoever doth whosoever that touches them while they be dead. The Most High don't want you touching dead stuff. That's the point. I know it's talking about clean and unclean animals. But Samson wasn't even supposed to touch the dead lion. See, Samson, before he told Delilah his secret, he was already in violation. See, he was already in violation. The Most High, sometimes he'll let you go a little bit. But when you cross a line that he doesn't draw, it's curtains. It's lights out. You can cancel it. All right. Let me go Numbers 19:11. Numbers 19:11. Germs. That's why the Most High created germs for people that don't like to bury dead stuff. See, that also keeps a balance. So maybe that's why they had the bubonic plague. Who knows? But that's why the Most High got germs and stuff. See, you have to do something with them dead bodies. That keeps you from killing a lot of dead people, won't it? Think about it. The Most High got the germ protecting us in a sense. Because if there's no repercussion for killing all these dead bodies, you know. All right, 1911. I'm just saying. I see how a germ, the Most High created the germ. Yeah, it'll kill folks, but if you do what you're supposed to be doing, getting rid of them, stop killing folks, or do something with them dead things, bury them or burn them or something, that you don't have to worry about the germ. Okay? All right. What's it? Numbers 19:11. He that touches the dead body of any man shall be unclean. These folks done built churches. I'm just showing you there's other scriptures in the Bible about not, he don't want you touching dead stuff. Okay? Do what you got to do and leave them alone. Let them, as they said, let them rest in peace. I know I got something right here. Okay, that's that church. Let me close some of these things. All right. The Czech Republic. Okay, let's do a map. What the Czech Republic is? I know it used to be a part of Russia, I believe. Let me go to an image. Okay, let's see what's around Czech Republic. Poland, Slovakia, Germany. So it's Europe. Okay, Poland. Ukraine is somewhere close by. Let me see here. But anyway, I know it. The Ukraine is up in here. But anyway, they can't see it that good. Let me get back on my lesson. All right, let me finish this video. Got 5 more minutes. I'm going to try to let it play all the way through, all right?
Having a lack of space to bury dead bodies was the same problem that occurred in Macombo because of the order of the phase, to the point that King Emmanuel had to commission Pocos dos Negros, the Negro's Pit. See, there's another curious element to the order of the phase that might shed some light on why a person might hang something from a condemned dead person's body in a church as a memento. This habit of the penitent and sackcloth of condemned heretics is to be hung up in the church of that parish where they dwell. That these sort of ensigns may be a monument to keep the everlasting remembrance of their body. For the name of the heretics and the reasons of their condemnation are to be inscribed and renewed on them. The History of the Inquisition by Lembrock Philippus, 1633-1712. So during the altar of the phase or acts of faith, the clothes of the convicted dead were hung up in the churches on display as a memorial of their execution and condemnation. One example of the hanging of dead victims' clothing and the curation of the bones of the Negroes during the order of the phase takes us all the way to Rwanda, where in 1994, the genocide of more than 800,000 Hutus and Tutsis took place.
These the same people 800,000 people. I couldn't even close my eyes. I wouldn't see nothing but blood, guts, children. But these folks get a good night's sleep. You say, how you know they get a good night's sleep? Because they protect the guilty. See, you think Satan looks, well, Satan don't sleep no way. They get a good night's sleep. They rest easy. How you know they rest easy? Because they walk right by homeless people right here and don't think nothing about them. They sit back and look at the poor people in Africa and knowing all the time that they stealing from the poor people in Africa. But what they will do is criticize and call it a S-hole country. But they the ones, they are the reason. Yes, ma'am, Esther. They are the reason.
One of the lesser known facts about
And again, I know it's hard for some of you white folks and you enemy sympathizers. If you're not a devil, why are you offended? Why do you not understand my speech? I'm quoting the Messiah. It's because you are of your father, the devil, and you want to protect the devil. See, I'm talking about your daddy and his actions and his lust, and you getting offended.
the genocide is the role that the Catholic Church played. In an article by The Guardian labeled Rwanda Genocide, Catholic Church sorry for the roles of priests and nuns in killings, the author wrote. The Catholic Church in Rwanda apologized on Sunday for the church's role in the 1994 genocide, saying it regretted the actions of those who participated in the massacre.
Okay, now I want y'all in the chat to know. I'm gonna wait.
Judeo.
Oh man, shoot.
Same thing about the Franciscan. More than 800,000 Hutus and Tutsis took place. One of the lesser known facts about the genocide is the role that the Catholic Church played.
Remember, they created slavery. They made the laws for slavery. These are the same people with these churches. The whole time, why come the Christian pastor can't find out who the beast and the false prophet is? It's your people. I'm talking about you Europeans. It's your people.
In an article by The Guardian labeled Rwanda Genocide, Catholic Church sorry for the roles of priests and nuns in killings, the author wrote. The Catholic Church in Rwanda apologized.
Now, I'm going to wait. I know it's a few seconds. Rumble is faster than YouTube now, so YouTube does slow their thing down a little bit more. Y'all get them Rumble links ready in case they shut it down. All right. Now, read that up there. The Catholic Church in Rwanda apologized Sunday for the church's role in 94 genocide, saying it regretted the action of those who participated in the massacre. What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that? You know, you can't even really, before you can get a prayer through, let's see, you bring your gift on the altar. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, to the Most High, think about that. You trying to repent too. And you remember that that brother has out against thee. These folks has not, thank you. I understand. Keep that doggone apology. What are reparations at? How about the giving the back of what you took? Huh? How about that? How about that? How about fixing what you broke? Don't sit back and put me in generational poverty and then talking about you sorry. We can see that you sorry, but what you gonna do about it? See, when criminals, these are criminals. When criminals break the law, restitution has to be paid, usually in the form of doing time behind bars. All right. This is what the word say. This is Messiah. Let me show y'all. So I'm gonna show y'all. This is what the Mashiach said. Let me see, where is it at? All right. He said, leave your gift at the altar. Before you can get to the spiritual, go back and be reconciled to thy brother and then come and offer your gift. Go back. Go back. You're not going to commit crime and think you're going to go on into the kingdom. You going down. That's what's going to happen. You think you're going to keep committing atrocious crime, covering for the criminals, sympathizing with the enemies, and you think you're going to tiptoe into the kingdom. The devil is a lie.
On Sunday for the church's role in the 1994 genocide, saying it regretted the actions of those who participated in the massacres. We apologize for all the wrongs the church committed. We apologize on behalf of all Christians for all forms of wrongs were committed. The statement acknowledged that the church members planned.
Okay, why ain't they renouncing the Klan? Why ain't they getting together with their fellow church members? It's like so many billions of Catholics worldwide. Okay, why ain't they doing something about this racism amongst their ranks? But they're sorry. That's why the script said, go back. Fix that. That's why the script said that. Go back. Before you can go forward, go back. Okay, it's cool. Before you can go forward to the next level, if you fail, you got to go back and do it again. All right, now, Catholics worldwide. Let me see. Now you know that Satan is running this world. And this same murderous church is growing. Satan runs the world, and this church is growing. Say law on that, but okay. I'm trying to get a number. It's in the billion, y'all. So there are 1 billion Catholics. Okay? At least 1 billion. It's more so. But yeah. Look here. To nearly 1.1 billion. This 2010. So that's 13 years ago. Or almost 13 years ago. So it was 1.1 and they growing. Okay, y'all just do the math. So you got all these devils multiplied. I didn't know. Yeah, I did. All right, let's keep going.
Aided and carried out the genocide, in which more than 800,000 ethnic Tutsis and moderate Hutus were killed by Hutu extremists. In Rwanda, in the territory of Ntarama, a church has been immortalized because of the brutal slaughter that took place there during the Rwandan tragedy. This Catholic church, just like the auto da fés of the past, has the victims, the Negroes, clothing hanging from the rafters as a memorial. And also,
you can tell this is a black church. What does that say about the people? Why they burnt this thing down, destroyed it? What does that say? That's why they don't want you. That's why they don't want people telling the truth.
An ossuary of the bones of the said victims.
And then they got bones in the same building. Let me show y'all this. Let me show it to y'all again. What's the difference? What's the difference? You kill an animal, then you stuff it and keep it around in your house. I just showed you scriptures about what the Most High said doing with dead things. If you ain't cooking it and processing it, what are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? How many of these Europeans got our ancestors in their house, in a jar somewhere, or done made a book out of them? Let me show y'all some of this stuff. Boy, I'm all over the place. Let me see here. Look. These are leather made out of people. Now, I think I've heard conflicting story. This might be fake. But look at these books bound out of human skin. Come on, family. You know how degrading, how less you think of a person to make a book out of them? They are as worthless as a plastic bottle. Worthless. You see no value in their life. You have put them essentially, they are less than animals. You got animal group that'll get on your tail about killing animals. Like what they call it, PETA. But Negroes, you can mass murder throughout all of human history. But yeah, let me keep going. About 2 more minutes. This is the crime scene. Africa, wherever this is at in Africa, he said Rwanda. Y'all need to be hollering about some reparations. They owe y'all.
The interesting thing about the Franciscan Bone Chapel is that the Franciscans were fierce enemies of the Jews and were the catalyst behind riots that led to massacres of Jews in Navarra. During the 15th century, the Franciscan monks were very active in fomenting hatred towards the Jews. A History of the Jewish People, edited by H.H. Ben Sanson. In 1328, the Jews of Navarra were massacred when the murderous mob was inflamed by a Franciscan monk named Pedro Aliguegan. A Psychoanalytic History of the Jews by Abner Falk. The church, too, now became more deeply involved since the Franciscan Pedro Aliguegan was generally considered one of the main ringleaders of the Pogromists. The Social and Religious History of the Jews by Salto Whitmire Barron. So what's a pogromist? A pogromist is a person who leads a violent riot aimed at the massacre or expulsion of an ethnic or religious group, particularly one aimed at the Jews. The hatred against the Jews burned with a frenzy. It is certain.
Here go another book. How you know it's not those over there in Israel? Number one, the Bible is lying if it's them, because they are not over there. They are not over there. Ain't no peace over there. Read the book of Ezekiel. Number two, you got Muslim temple over there. Number three, they don't fit it. They don't fit these Bible verses. Okay. And look, you can look this book up. This is the book. This is the name. You can find this. This stuff can be checked. Okay, you get some children, that's getting unruly or something, make them find this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It ain't punishment. Just make them find this stuff. My dad, I was glad my father made me memorize Psalms 1 instead of giving me a whooping one time. I was glad. I happily learned Psalms chapter 1. So, hey, let them learn this stuff. Look how I'm using the Bible now. See what I'm saying? Lead them in the path of righteousness. Look how I'm using the Bible now.
That suddenly, through all the whole country, a bloodthirsty enmity rose against the Jews. prompted by the envy of their riches and fostered by the monks, a Franciscan named Pedro Algodones made himself most prominent in goading on the deluded mob against the innocent Jews. And the large congregation of Estella, a most horrible massacre began on the Sabbath. The Jewish quarter, breaking them.
Massacre on the Sabbath. Y'all remember the book of Maccabees? The book of Maccabees. The Greeks slaughtered our people because they knew we would not fight back on the Shabbat. But right after they done that, what did Judas Maccabees do? They started coming on the Sabbath, they died. They fought on the Sabbath. See, you got to see what the temperature is out here. The devil don't play by no rules.
Down and slaying almost all the Jews of the city. They also set fire to Jewish houses and reduced them to ashes. These are the Jews by Professor H. Grates. So whose bones are these in these churches? You do the math. These barbaric scenes of masses of Negroes hung from nooses, burned alive, or beaten just to be left in the byways. Rotting corpses laying on the ground like leaves falling from a shaking tree were the precursors to atrocities that were to be continued, transported from Portugal to the motherland, and eventually carried across the Atlantic to the New World. As in the words of Billie Holiday, southern trees bear strange fruit, blood on the leaves and blood on the root. Black bodies swinging in southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from poplar trees. The pastoral scene of the gallant South, the bulging eyes, the twisted mouth, the scent of magnolias, sweet and fresh, then the sudden smell of burning flesh. Here's a fruit for the crows to pluck, for the rain to gather, for the wind to suck, for the sun to rot, for the tree to drop. Here's a strange and bitter crop. The same.
That's 7829.
All right, that's enough. That's Reclaiming the Throne. That's what it looked like. It's over there on Tubi. See what I'm saying? That's what it looked like over there on Tubi. Right up here, see it? All right, y'all download that app. Let me move on. All right, they're just verifying with the video. Here go your bone churches. And look at this stuff. It's unique. It's satanic. That's what it is. It's satanic. It's devil worship. It's mockery of the Most High. You let these folks, that's why they don't need to be telling our history. Go sugarcoat everything. For some reason, there are several chapels like this in the world of the Catholic devils. We visit one in Rome in 2000. Remember the fourth beast? Matter of fact, let me do it. Fourth beast in Rome in the book of Daniel. Okay, Nebuchadnezzar's statue. Daniel said it was going to only be 4 kingdoms. Let me see, can I go to it? I don't agree with all this. But look, the Roman Empire, and then you got they spread themselves out. Let me go to it in the Bible. They shall mingle themselves. Book of Daniel. It's Daniel chapter 2. All right, he's giving the interpretation of the dream now. Hold on. The fourth kingdom shall be as strong as the fourth kingdom is the Roman kingdom. We've covered this many times, all right? And breaking them pieces and subdue all things. They got control. They got the world on lock. All right? Well, it's coming. It's about to be unlocked, and it's the Most High is doing. As iron that breaketh all these shall break in pieces and bruise. And whereas thou saw the feet and toes, part potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. It's divided amongst the Europeans. Think about it. The earth is spread out, 7 continents. The kingdom is divided because the landmass divided. All these Europeans, all of them got nukes. But the dark-skinned people, what we got? Huh? All of them get along. They might fight each other from time to time. You might have the War of 1812, and you might have the Revolutionary War. You might have the Civil War. They're going to fight each other again. They about ready to fight. They're gearing up now to fight each other. You Negroes do well to stay out of white folks' business. But yeah, they all got Roman mottos on their military. Okay? All of them. I done did videos on it. Every European nation got Latin mottos on their military. The flags or the money. Think about your dollar. E pluribus unum and ordo norus seclorum, New World Order. That's if Rome is dead, then why is they writing on your money? Your Super Bowl, Roman numerals. They play the game in a Roman Coliseum. You're living under a Roman calendar. That's a lie. New Year has not popped up yet, according to the equinox. All right, but let me keep going. Shall be divided, and there shall be in it the strength of the iron, the military might. As much as thou saw iron mixed with miry clay. And as the toes of the feet are part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. All right. An example of and I'm just giving something what I see. There's not that don't mean that this is the only interpretation. All you gotta do, history should verify what somebody else. There's multiple ways you can see this. Doesn't mean that anybody's wrong. Okay. All right. But right here, whereas thou saw iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves. Rape, importation. When Europe sent its best, when they sent their immigrants, they didn't send their best. Remember the video in the beginning? They shall mingle themselves. See, Bloqueamento. See, Brazil, right after slavery ended, it's still a huge black population in Brazil today. They imported white people so they could supplant the black folks. They shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. Rape, promoting interracial stuff. So if Satan is promoting mingling yourselves genetically, then do you know it ain't the Most High is against it? Satan and the Most High ain't gonna agree on nothing. Okay? All right. And that's not to say if you got here by that way, it's up to you to obey the word. Okay? Shoot, my bloodline is crossed up. But what I'm saying is, I'm not going to go out here and voluntarily, knowing all that I know, that the Most High wants us to keep ourselves, marry each other. That's what he wants. I'm not going, all I know, even though I've been genetically crossed up, I'm not going to go out here and look for Becky or Maylene. I'm not doing that. Because that goes against who we are. We didn't do it in the Bible. The Samaritans were a mixed race people. The Samaritans. You know the woman at the well who Mashiach talked to, he didn't condemn her. He told her, what he told her? She had 5 husbands. Notice, he didn't just cast her away. What I'm getting at, okay? Sometimes you have to break stuff down. People take stuff and start. We got to get out of our feelings. That's why you need to know the word. If you know the word, when somebody say something, then you know what the Bible say, then you shouldn't get offended. But anyway, not going out here looking for Maylene. Maylene can't compare. She don't know about pain and suffering. Rosarita don't know nothing about pain and suffering. I'm talking about these European and these other nations. Now, I want to relate to my people, and she mad because I'm spending too much time. Now, it don't work like that. How you going to fight a war? Y'all ain't, but anyway, look here. Let me show a video. They got a church of the Holy Sepulchre to reopen. Let me show you. I got a video right here.
Greetings to us pilgrims and followers from all over the world. I'm standing in the holiest site in the Christianity, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which in our mother tongue language, we call it the Church of Al-Qiyamah, which is mean the resurrection. Behind me, you can see the Edicula, which is the chapel of the...
Now, I want y'all to, we just did a search on the number of Catholics is worldwide. And the world is going to hell in a handbasket. It ain't getting no better. You see what I'm saying? It ain't getting no better. So whose church is this? Who created this church? Who founded this church? All right. That's just like, okay, let me use this analysis. You got McDonald's all over the world, but ain't nobody getting no McDonald's hamburger. Ain't nobody experiencing the McDonald's experience. You see what I'm saying? It's useless. And I'm telling you, one of the worst restaurants to eat at is McDonald's. Tell me, that's one of the worst places to eat at. I'm just using that because they're everywhere. You got all these churches, all these so-called church folks, and the world is getting worse and worse and worse. Not only that, they building churches out of dead men's bones. Not only that, they got a thorough history of killing the real Jews of the Bible. A thorough history. They helped create groups. The Spanish Inquisition, the Capriots, the Klan, that oversee the genocide of black folk. But anyway, let me keep going.
Behind me, you can see the Edicula, which is the chapel of the Sepulchre, which consists of 2 rooms. One of them is called...
Now, if that wasn't there when Mashiach died, I'm not even sure this is the place. Okay. Why is it there now? A rich man did give him the tomb, though. A rich man did give him the tomb. It's in the Bible. I think his name was Joseph of Arimathea. Yeah, okay, so I'm not saying all rich folks is bad. I'm not saying it. You can't put everybody in a box. But if it didn't look like that when he was here,
which consists of 2 rooms. One of them is called the angel room. And over there's a fragment of one of the small piece of the rolling stone that used to block the entrance of the tomb. The inner one is the tomb itself, where there is a stone bench. That's the place where they laid the body of the Christ for 3 days. We are on the Golgotha. This is the place where Jesus was crucified. I'm standing on the place where he was nailed on the cross. Behind me, you can see the statue of the Blessed Mother. And
boy, Mary sure did get pale. So if that's a lie, and I'm gonna rest my case. What's all these bees? Where's that at in the Bible, y'all? It would be wrong if it was a Black Mary. You're not supposed to be praying to these things. Okay? This in the Bible. See, if people actually read the Bible, couldn't nobody get nothing over on them. All right. Let me see here. Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Okay. It is a church in the Christian quarter of the old city of Jerusalem. Okay. Why ain't the Jews in control of it then? Why ain't the Ish people in control of this church then? I'm just making y'all think. Huh? So you mean to tell me, and I know there are some Jewish people that believe in the Bible. You know. Well, why ain't they over this church? How did the Catholic dragon get control over this church when they ran the Jews out of Jerusalem in 70 AD? Why ain't they talking about anti-Semitism? Give them their church back. Huh? Told y'all them the same people. All right. Dating back to the 4th century, it became 2 states considered holy in Christianity, the site where Yahushua was crucified. Now, how do the people, they crucified the real Messiah again with a lie? This look LGBT-ish. This look LGBT-ish. But okay, all right. Now, how did the Romans, they killed him, right? Now, look at it this way. Okay. Let's just say I killed somebody. Y'all name somebody white that the European love. Okay, I just said white Jesus. They love white Jesus. All right. Let's just say I killed white Jesus. Okay. Now, after I kill white Jesus, I control his image. And then I get to gatekeep his church. They crucified him, right? But they running the church. They representing him. So if I kill somebody, should I be representing them? These people don't think, they don't do no thinking. Think about it. You kill me. No, don't represent me. You better be an Apostle Paul. You better turn into Apostle Paul. If you kill me, you think you're going to represent, even speak. You better turn into Apostle Paul. I ain't saying that it can't happen, but look, these folks got blood on their hands. This whole church filled with lies and paganism. Shalom, filled with lies and paganism. They got blood on their hand, but they representing the Messiah whom they slew. Come on, family. Look at this. All right. Okay, let me see. The church has been a major Christian pilgrimage. Okay. Destination since its creation in the 4th century. So they got this early as the traditional site of the resurrection of Christ, thus its original Greek name. They honoring the Most High. I mean, not Most High. They honoring the Messiah with a Greek name. The church, a Greek name. They love his heritage so much. They ain't gonna give him a Hebrew name. They ain't gonna give him I'm telling you, that's what happened when you let Europeans tell your story. They gonna lie. All right. Control the church itself is shared. Even Pilate put up there in Hebrew, Latin, and Greek what his crime was. All right. But anyway, the Church of Anastasis, Resurrection. Okay. Now, where is this in the Bible? Did Mashiach say, build a church at my gravesite? Matter of fact, they should have been moved on. Let me see here. Remember when Mashiach rose and ascended into heaven? He said, "Why stand ye gazing?" Let me Google search it. Why stand ye gazing into the heaven? What that Bible verse at? Acts 11. Yeah, 1:11. I should have knew that. Okay. This is right after he resurrected now. Okay. Let me see here. Let me show you the context. I forgot the verse it was. Y'all bear with me. Getting rusty. Acts 1:11. Okay. Acts 1:11. All right. Okay, where they power at? Now, this is the thing. It's another thing, too. This is Mashiach saying, look, remember the earlier Bible verse where he said, well, his word don't have a place in you. Look, and he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or season which the Father hath put in his own power, but ye shall receive power. Where your power at? Are you getting ready to receive the power? Just look at it like this. Okay, let's say, let me use the football analysis. How you gonna catch a pass and you ain't ready to catch it? You're not looking for the pass. Your hands is closed. If you haven't received power, is you looking for it? Do you know that you're supposed to have it? All right. After that, the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Ghost has come upon you, and you shall be witnesses. Okay. What kind of witnesses these folks giving with these bone churches? They witnessing to Satan. They worshiping death. They got a church worshiping the death of the Messiah. But he has risen. Ain't that what they say? That's what they say. He has risen. Okay. And in all Judea and Samaria and unto the uttermost part of the earth. Okay. And when he had spoken these things, this is Messiah talking, see the red. While they beheld, while they looked, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. Okay, he gone. They can't even see him no more. All right. Verse 10. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven, as he went up, behold, two men stood about him in white apparel. I'm suspecting they angels. Which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Messiah, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. Why? Okay. If the angels had the, if the two men in white apparel told the crowd, why y'all gazing up into heaven, then what would they tell these people that's looking at this bone church, that's worshiping this bone church? Huh? What would they tell them? Where is church at? Let me get back over here. Right here. What would they tell them? Why y'all at the tomb? Come on now. Why y'all at the tomb? I'm not in the tomb. My spirit ain't in the tomb. Why stand y'all gazing at my grave site? I ain't dead. You claim that I have risen. Why y'all standing at my grave site then? Get out and put in some work. But okay. Okay, I can understand when you want to pay respects, but he's not dead. He's no longer there. You will pay your respects to Mashiach by obeying his laws. You will pay your respects to Mashiach by living the word and telling the people of the coming judgment. That's how you pay your respect, by raising the dead. Who's the dead? Those that has not repented. You are dead. All right, let me move on. Let me close this out. I've been going on for an hour and 40 minutes. All right, let me see here. There's another one, church made of skulls. There you go. Same thing. All these bone churches. These are crime scenes, family. This is a short video.
Hey guys, Tim Martini with Explore the Obscure. Today here in Avora, Portugal, at the Bone Chapel. This chapel here is entirely filled with skulls, bones, a couple skeletons. It's a little creepy, but let's go check it out. In the growing town of Avora, Portugal, everything seems normal until you get here. Church of São Francisco. Inside are thousands and thousands of skulls and bones of people over 4 centuries old. With cemetery space being scarce and land value being at a premium, this Portuguese town had to figure out what to do with all the graves that were dug up starting in the early 1600s. So they decided to honor them.
You know they lying. You know they lying. You could have cremated the ashes. If you know these folks lying talking about land being at a premium. So you just gonna dig up the bones and put them in the church. Then they better off in the ground. Okay.
Here at the Capela dos Ossos, or the Bone Chapel. The walls, pillars, and columns are all made of townspeople from 400 years ago.
These were some very knowledgeable people. See, these are some very knowledgeable. Look at it. That's a column made out of bones. That's Satan's work. I'm mad because these my people. Look at them. Look at them. You know them Negroes. Look at them holes right. Them is Negro skulls. Yeah, I'm mad. Doggone right, I'm mad. 9 of the strangest bone churches in Europe. Italy. Look at that. Flying. Look. A doggone evidence of a crime scene. This is just like, these are the same people that like Jeffrey Dahmer's movie. The same one that romanticized Hannibal Lecter. Same people. I'm looking at these folks. I ain't saying nothing. I'm just looking at them. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on you. You ain't right. Look at them. I already went over the scripts what the Bible said about doing dead bones and stuff. I did Negro skulls. That's how I noticed the difference between Negro skulls. You got a wider nose, you know. That's them torture devices. I went over that. Let me close some of these. Some of these I started working out on this probably about 3 weeks ago. So some of these things are overlapping. Look at this. Boy, I tell y'all. The skin is not covered in hair or marked by tattoos except for a Harvard Law Library branded on the spine. So this is Harvard. Is that no, that's Yale with the skull and bones, ain't it? Yeah, I got something about Yale. Hold on. I got something about Yale. Let me close some of these things out. I went over that. I don't need to go over that. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me. But yeah, that's basically the same thing. I started. Let me read this. I was going to name this Whited Sepulchres or Whitewashed Tomb. But no, these them doggone bone collectors here. These devils. Matthew 23, 27, 28. Woe unto you, scribes, Pharisees, hypocrite, for you are like whitewashed tombs, which indeed appear beautifully outwardly. But inside you are full of dead men's bones and all uncleanness. Even so, you also outwardly appear righteous to men, but inside you are full of hypocrisy and lawlessness. Dead men's bones. There it is right there. There it is. Look. Yale. Y'all heard of the what they call that? Skull and bones? I think that's Genesis 3:22. I think that's Genesis 3:22. Let me see. Somebody told, let me see here. Behold, the man has become like one of us to know good and evil. Now let he put forth his hand and take also of the tree of life, eat and live forever. It was a Bible verse, I think, associated with that 3:22. Don't hold me to that now. I'm closing out, y'all. Don't hold me to that. Well, yeah, y'all need to know this too. Look, this is a college. Amherst College. All right. White cannibalism in the slave trade. Some eat up my people like they eat bread. Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge? Do they know? They don't know anything about them. Who eat up my people as they eat bread and call not upon Yahweh. Okay. Well, I done got off track here. Oh, y'all got another video right here. I still got a video. White cannibalism in the slave trade, the curious case of Schooner Arrogant. Okay, y'all do know they was cannibals. But anyway, this right here tells you that they ate people off the slave ship. Eating them. Okay. Let me see here. Let me skip down. You can read this yourself. Let me see. Let me read this paragraph. The Portuguese ship. Notice Portugal. That video I showed you earlier. Portugal. The same people, what I'm getting at. The Arrogante was a captain in late November 1837 by the HMS Snake off the coast of Cape San Antonio in Cuba. At the time of her capture, the Arrogante had more than 330 Africans on board who had all been embarked by Galenas by notorious slave dealer Pedro Blanco. How is these people in the 12 tribe charts? All right, let me keep going. All right. And were bound to Cuba, consigned to the house of Pedro Martinez and company of all them that liberated in Montego Bay, Jamaica. Was soon after their arrival a chilling mystery surrounding the alleged practices carried out by the captain and crew were also brought to the attention of the local authorities. According to numerous witnesses, some members of the crew had killed an African man, cooked his flesh, then served it to the rest of the slaves on board. Additionally, the sailors were accused of eating the heart and liver of the murdered man. It's other videos of them doing that. Look, here go another book of them eating people. Here go another book. Have the workers of iniquity no knowledge who eat up my people as they eat bread? They have not called on Yahweh. Why? He said, thou shalt not kill. He said, leave dead stuff alone, bury it or whatever. He said, leave dead bodies, dead animals. Go on and get rid of that stuff. He didn't say keep it in your house. All right. But anyway, y'all can read that yourself. Type that in. Type that whole title in. You'll find it. Okay? Amherst College. You'll find it. The Delectable Negro. Let me show y'all this video. I thought it was it's 10 minutes. Basically, it's a video talking about the same people celebrate. I'll drop the link in the chat. It's the Black congregation. Brothers, the same people celebrating Jeffrey Dahmer was at our ancestors' funeral. I'll play some of it. How about that?
Series that came out, Jeffrey Dahmer, and a lot of people didn't understand that why people that's in white society was really, liking that series. Some of them was, fans of Jeffrey Dahmer, even back in that time period. But a brother gonna bring up a point about that, and we want to just expound on that just for a little minute. Let's go ahead and roll that.
I'm gonna be honest. When I see white folks romanticizing Jeffrey Dahmer and bragging about this show and acting thrilled and excited on seeing sick homicide, murder, violence behavior, I see the same people that stands in the streets, that were standing in the streets for my ancestors were hanging from trees and were being burned alive, and white folks celebrating it in the streets and all that. That's what y'all look like, celebrating and romanticizing Jeffrey Dahmer like it's something thrilling and awesome. I'm just saying so. So continue to do y'all. Just know that you look like your ancestors.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to say do y'all, but do y'all over there. Don't bring it over here. Okay? Because I'm gonna feel threatened. Do y'all, but do it over there. And don't be messing with my brothers and sisters over there.
Talk about American history. Yes. The descendants of those who was cheering at things happening to us, those that had no problem hanging us from trees, those at that time period would fight over the body parts of Black people. Yes, they would. They would actually fight over it. They would sell tickets in their churches. This is why it just amazes me how Black folk, how you go through their system and talking about you a Christian. When these same so-called Christians were selling tickets to sit up there and watch you be tortured and watch your ancestors be deleted and fighting for the body parts. There was another thing that they believed in. You're talking about relation to Jeffrey Dahmer. They believed in a thing called medical cannibalism. You can look up that term, exactly what I'm saying. They believed that if they ate certain body parts, it would have healing properties. This.
Remember what I just read to you, what they did on the slave ship? Ate the man's heart and stuff.
This is their history right here in America. So a lot of the victims that was hanging from trees and all kind of other victims, they would actually take these body parts, either keep them as souvenirs, or they would actually eat them for thinking they're going to do something, for their body. You remember the great Nat Turner. After they caught and killed him, they turned his body parts into grease, called it Nat's grease. Yes, they have made leather out of Black people's skin in the history of America. See, this is why they do not want their history taught. This is why they say, critical race theory. It's about hiding the history of America, hiding the history of the white supremacists. Because listen, they know that we can't really hide this forever. So let's try to come up with laws in public school that we can't allow these kids to learn the true history of America and why Black people talking about reparations and why Black people talking about what's happened to them for the past 500 years. See, they don't even want their own kids to know about what happened, right? Because see, if their own kids was educated about what really happened to Black folk in this country, even they would get sickened by that. You understand? And the less you know about American history, the more you can be on a position that when you're non-white, well, Black people don't need no reparations because you don't even know the history of America. You really don't even know what happened to Black people. You don't even know whatsoever. Things that happened to Black people all the way up, even up until now. Jeffrey Dahmer, that was in the 90s? Do you think Jeffrey Dahmer's the only one? All these missing Black people every year that you see, nobody cares about finding these missing Black people?
I did a video on that a couple times. Let me see here. Number missing by race. Oh, they got more. Okay. Oh, files. That don't mean that they didn't find them. Missing people files. Okay. But look at this. And that's not counting the black men. Tens of thousands of black women vanish each year. Every year. How do tens of thousands, this is just the women, of black women go missing every year and ain't no task force out there to find out what's going on? How do tens of thousands of black women every year go missing and the Justice Department ain't bringing no justice? Tens of thousands every year. Where they going? You don't find a toenail, fingernail. You don't find a bone. You don't find a hair follicle. You don't find an arm, a leg, or nothing. Where is the evidence at? Where they at? Every year. And that ain't suspicious. All right.
Definitely a lot of black women. They out here targeting black people still to this day. This is why I'm not for the public education system, because the public education system ran by them. No, we need to be educating our own kids. We need to be educating them on who we are even before coming to the contact of the European. Because we had our own civilizations, our own everything way before they showed up. But you let them miseducate you, and they will tell you that they the one civilized you, when it was the other way around, and that we civilized them. But this Jeffrey Dahmer thing and all that, like I said, that's straight American history if you go back in the past. And the thing is, some of them still got, let me tell you something, some of them still got these body parts in their houses. Do you remember a while back that they had this brother that actually had got this antique chair, and that chair was filled, like, you know, the cushion area with slaves' hair?
I want everybody to see this. This is not propaganda at all. This chair right here is 200 years old. This 200-year-old chair came from somewhere in North Georgia. Now we are restoring this chair. So we're doing, we got to take this chair and make it look brand new. But I want y'all to see. Now, I actually asked and I got into the details of it. I didn't just assume. I want y'all to see this. Usually old ancient chairs like this, you fill them with whatever you can get your hands on is what you fill them with. This one apparently has cotton. This is hand-picked cotton, been sat on for over 200 years, and it's horrible. But it's made with solid wood, so it's gonna last forever. But I want y'all to see this. This is human hair. This is literally human hair. Imagine how many slaves it took to put human hair in this seat. It's the full seat, the full interior of the seat is human hair. It's human, not horse, not cow like they usually do, pig hair, horse hair. No, this is actual human hair, slave hair. Imagine how many slaves it took to fill this chair with human hair. Now, a lot of them are filled with horse and whatever you can get your hands on. But this came from a very, very wealthy people in North Georgia. They keeping this chair because of the historic and the sentimental value it has to their family. Imagine how many people it took to put this much hair inside of this chair. How much hair? I want y'all to think about that when you stand up for your flag and all that, and you a true American today. How many humans did it take to cut and put in this chair? That's a lot. Think about that.
This is the things that these people were doing, folks. This is why they don't want you to get any kind of education about who they really are and what they done to our ancestors. And even what they still continue to do today, because they try to play this little game. Well, I didn't own any slaves and I had nothing to do with it. Yes, you did. You had everything to do with it because you're maintaining a system that was built off of that. You're maintaining a system to this day that still discriminates against black people, mass incarcerates black people for things that, listen, when black people sold marijuana, they go to jail. White folks want to sell it, they get a license, nobody go to jail. Not everybody in liberal cities can be getting high. But black men are sitting up in jail right now for the same thing. Doesn't make any sense, right? These people are still practicing. That's why I say they are all guilty because they kept the system going that was built off of that, maintained off of that, and still to this day, anti-black racism fuels their system. Using black people as a commodity, using black people as human capital, all these different, take everything from black people, but they can't have anything with it. I was watching a brother the other day make a video talking about, hey, you notice every time we learn something or we get involved in something, all of a sudden it gets harder or it gets sabotaged. Yeah, it's always like that because they got to keep black people at the bottom. But that's not going to ever work because God didn't ordain us to be perpetually at the bottom.
Right.
We were at the bottom during slavery, but we are more higher today than we ever been. And we're going to go higher and higher and higher no matter what they do. Because God is decreasing them and increasing us. That's the way it's working. And they think they could immigrate, throw all the immigrants they can in this country. They're going to get a rude awakening with them immigrants because them immigrants are not for them. Them immigrants are for themselves. And once the immigrants get a foothold, watch how they act. Don't be looking this way. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's why they don't want you to learn the history of America. That's why. Because once you really learn about what they have done to black folk, you really look into medical cannibalism and things like that, really look into it, you just be like, you'll be so sick. And he's like, oh my God. Like, and these people, it's the same people that act like they got some sort of morals. And to this day, act like got some morals that they should be running something. Do the research about what happened to our people. Trust me, Jeffrey Dahmer, like I said, he's one of many. But let me know what y'all think about it.
I see your comment up there. Arlene, I think he was restoring the chair. I couldn't even fix that chair. I'd have to calm myself. You know, I could restore, you know, if I got the proper material, I could I used to be a furniture. I could cover that thing. I have to sit back now. I can't do it, man. But if they got hostile, I'm gonna go all the way there with them. Yeah. Now, once I found out that chair, I couldn't do it. Nope. Yeah, I think he was restoring the chair for some wealthy white people. Like I said earlier, how many of them got our ancestors in their house? But these folks is worshiping death. Guess what? Okay, you worshiping death. Guess what? You're gonna die. That's all. You are working hard, promoting death, maintaining death. You know, and you're gonna get your reward. Promoting death. Oh, that was Memphis. All right. Let me see here. Let me type in second death. That's what y'all gonna get. This is y'all reward right here, Revelation. Let me see here. Let's see here. Revelation 26, blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. Number one, these folks are worshiping death. They dead. They ain't, they dead. They haven't even been quickened. They haven't even been made alive. On such the second death have no power. But they shall be priests of Yah and of Mashiach, and shall reign with them 1,000 years. All right, verse 21. If all you scared to death, folks, but the fearful and unbelieving and abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. See, this they maintaining death. They got, look, They observing death. They got their eyes fixed on the death. That's what they're going to inherit, death. They kill folks, death. That's what they're going to inherit. You reap what you sow. Okay? That's what you got coming. Yeah. You love death so much, the Most High gonna give it to you. But all right, family. I think I'm gonna close all these stuff. I look at all this stuff. Just go to Africa and kill animals just cause you can. Let me see here. Close that out. Okay. A few people over there. Y'all get the thumbs up, family. Please get the thumbs up and share the video. All right. Let me give y'all this Bible verse before I leave up out of here. Tens of thousands of black women go missing every year. Every year. See, this makes the enemy job easier, ladies. When you believe the lie, I don't need a man. You don't need one that's going to kill you. You don't need one that ain't going to help you. But the Bible says, and for you men, he that find a wife find a good thing. All right? Okay? See, I lost my train of thought about that Bible verse. These people, look at these people born with tail. Just look. I'm not mocking them. This is some stuff going on in the genetics. Okay? Remember, Goliath was a giant. Okay? Well, I should have found this earlier. There's some old pictures there. But yeah, it's common among white people. They don't want you to know that. But it is not uncommon. It's so many percentage of them born with tails. Okay? There's something going on. Look at their behavior. There's something going on. Okay? You talking about there ain't no evolution, it's devolution. Put a D-E-V, devil, devolved. Okay? But anyway, Satan has a bloodline. Let me go over it one more time with Genesis 3. Genesis chapter 3, and then I'm finna close out. He would put enmity between your seed and the woman's seed. Look here. This is the Most High passing down judgment, but from Adam, Eve, and the serpent. I will put enmity. I will make you enemies. Who is Satan trying to kill? Who is Satan building churches out of? Huh? Who is he going all over the earth? You know, but he's a murderer anyway, so he's gonna get other people. But his primary target is the nation of Israel. Primary target. Why? Because the nation of Israel, you read Jeremiah chapter 50. We are the battle axes and weapons of the war. We are the Most High's weapons. We are a weapon. The Most High made us his weapons. All right, but look, I will put enmity between thee and the woman, between thy seed. Satan has a seed. Now, how can you determine anyone that's rebellious against the Most High is not a child of the Most High? So they are technically Satan's seed. Satan got a bloodline out here. Okay, they took them books out. But anyway, Satan got a bloodline out here. All right, family. Shalom, it's been fun. Well, it's been, I guess you can say fun. Thank y'all for coming out. Y'all take care. I don't know when I'll get back with y'all. My life has kind of been, my life done been rebooted. And I ain't going to complain about it. Because the Most High is opening doors and performing miracles. All right, family, love y'all. Y'all take care. Shalom, and y'all start. Let me put the show y'all. I don't know some of y'all. Let me see. Let me put Memphis's thing in here. Hold on. Put their channel in here. Y'all go over here and check this out. Put this in here. Drop that in the chat. Y'all go over there and check them elders out. All right. We got to start sharing this information. Satan is trying to cut the information off. Whatever Satan is doing, we got to do the opposite. Y'all let me know if that link works. It look like that link don't look right. Y'all let me know if that link works. I can try it myself. Hold on. Let me show you if this link works. Yeah, it'll take you right over there and you can subscribe. Okay. Let me drop it on Rumble too. Let me drop it in the chat over there. All right. It's in the Rumble chat room too. All right, fam. We got to start sharing these links and stuff. Whatever the devil doing, we got to do the opposite. Shalom, we love y'all, family. And remember, they lied to us.
Taken on a ship, taken as a slave. You said we were the ones who were depraved, but it was you who took us on the good ship, Jesus, which you told me was my Savior, but my Savior Yahushua HaMashiach, the one who died for me. You didn't want us to find out who we are. You didn't want us to know who we are. You didn't want us to see who we are. That we are the chosen ones. You didn't want us to find out who we are. Stole our identity, stole our language. You didn't want us to write or read. Now our eyes are wide open and we can see. Shot us, killed us, raped us, robbed us, sold us into slavery. Threw us into the Atlantic, left us for dead, drug us behind the horses and flogged us, even raped our men. Buck-breaking sex bomb, lynched us and forced us to breastfeed your babies, not to mention the devil's punch bowl, which you tried